Hey, what's up guys? How's it going? So we are going to be talking about the rally, and again I will have a link in the description below if you want to take a look at that. But in the meantime, the question I have for you guys is basically, how did I do this, right? Now obviously I was not the rally lead, so how do you find rally targets like this? Well, first things first, and this is the key to every rally target that you ever find. You have to first, one, scout them, and then second, you need to make sure they're not in war gear. That's the easiest thing to do, and obviously, kill count's a big thing for me. If it's a small kill count, probably not such a hard target to hit. I'm just saying from experience. But having that said, let's actually digress into the composition of this particular target. So we're going to first watch the battle and just kind of see how this goes down. Again, it took about 2-3 rallies. Again, this started with 4.6 million troops. And again, the initial hit, as you can tell, the morale is kind of shaky, at least at first. But you can see almost right away the morale drops like a goddamn rock. Now again, whenever you're trying to rally somebody like this out, the main thing here is that we're basically trying to clean this guy out as quick as possible. All right, now whenever you're trying to rally someone out like this and you're in a rush and you're not really sure exactly when they're going to get online, anything can happen. Okay, but as you can tell, the morale here kind of sticks pretty hard for us. It's a pretty clean victory, right? Now again, whenever you're trying to clean somebody out, it's it can go either way. You really never quite know if they're going to shield. You never know what's going to happen. And luckily for us, we were able to see this guy all the way through. Now, in the first hit, it's 16 million to 38 million. Again, the lineup was perfect. Everything was perfectly well done. And obviously, the losses here, it wasn't too great. Obviously, I lost 15,000, kind of iffy there. But you can see the dead here is pretty bad. Of course, the second hit, which is always the one that I love to watch. Okay, again, the same exact comp, but now we're dealing with 2.7 rather than 4.6, which is a lot easier and a lot easier to manage. And again, you can see here that we throw cav at him. And again, it's more or less the same thing. Basically, you're just trying to wipe out the existing comp. And you just keep rotating through it as fast as you possibly can. Because again, you never know when this guy's going to get online. But obviously, one of the things that I wanted to kind of discuss with this, right, is that when you're doing any kind of rally, all right, luckily we're basically part of this alliance, right? And the idea of the alliance is that we all pitch in together when we want to rally this one guild, which works great because when you need tier 4 players, what better way to do it than to take all the guilds in the kingdom and say, hey guys, join this guild and do this. Makes it super easy, but obviously in doing so, we ended up killing another 1.5 million troops. That's another 35 million. Again, just keeping track, in case you guys want to know, that's 38 million, then there's another 35 million added onto that, so that's a good rounding total, don't you think? But of course, what about those deads, right? Because again, everybody wants to see what the deads look like. There was 590,000 dead fighters that hit. And again, you'll notice that Trickster comes up here. But obviously, one of the things that I want to kind of point out here, though, is that obviously he has nothing but range left, okay? So, again, you'll notice that the first hit, all right, we basically first hit him at range wedge. And in doing so, with range wedge, what did we do? We sent infantry and we sent range, which then essentially wiped out most of his cavalry in that hit, okay? The second hit, which we were then doing, again, range wedge, the same exact wedge, but you'll notice that then instead of using range, really, we used an enormous quantity of infantry to clear out a good chunk of what was left of the existing infantry in that line. Now, we should have used cavalry. Now, part of the reason why we didn't is because the rally lead at the time didn't have any cav gear, so that wasn't really an option. But, just a technical efficiency there, just so that you're kind of aware. All right, and then in the third hit, I went ahead and I gave him a solo. Okay, 375k versus 1.2 million troops, and I ended up killing 371,000 troops. All right, so I ended up killing, basically 58,000 of my own fighters. Not so great. Obviously, the lesson in this is what? If you send 375,000 troops at 1.2 million troops, it's gonna hurt. It's obviously gonna, you're gonna lose some troops, all right? Especially if you don't add any buffer. It's gonna hurt like a mother trucker. But hey, the lesson in this is simple, all right? Obviously, 58,000 for 99,000 is a pretty good return. And obviously, I wouldn't really complain with that kind of result. But I will say this much, and this is coming from experience, okay? If you are ever going to try and solo somebody out, just expect that to happen. There's always going to be a net return loss, and that's one of the net return losses that I took. Now, I didn't really have to take that loss, and frankly, it was probably a poor decision on my end to actually give that a shot, but I didn't think it was going to shield, so oh well. But having that said, obviously, after that solo, I at that point pretty much determined that we were good to go for the next hit, so we went ahead and basically, in my opinion, overkill, but basically killed off the remainder. And again, you'll see that we basically use nothing but infantry to clear out the remaining range. And in doing so, we basically kill off another 500,000 cannoneers, so that we bring it up to a whopping total of 112 million that we completely shaved off in troop might. Now, again, if you kind of want to see this battle, obviously, I'll show it to you, right? Because that's always fun, right? And again, you know, one of the things that I can't help but express, right? Whenever you're trying to rally somebody out, is obviously, if you're going to solo them at 1.2 million troops, just know that there's a 50-50 chance that may not work out so well. But obviously, you know, if had I sent like multiple solos, I'm sure I would have probably gotten through that without much trouble. Because again, all but range, not a big deal, right? But obviously in that hit, you can see it just kind of very quickly squished, and we get his later. So obviously, right, with the cleaning of his particular account and everything, that's just another SO1 player that we don't have in the kingdom that we don't need to worry about. Now, of course, you know, obviously I wanted to go ahead and kind of talk briefly about what's going on, at least with videos and stuff like that. I know you guys have probably been wondering, like, where the hell have I been? Look, the point is that I've basically been trying to discover what kind of series that we could talk about on the channel. And at this point, I think I've got a pretty good idea of what I got on the way for you guys, so stay tuned. But in the meantime, I want to know, what kind of series would you like to see from me on Lords Mobile? I don't really know, and I thought I'd ask, because, well, why not? Of course, just for the sake of showing you, right, here is my Alienware computer. And, of course, you know, me using the freaking camera, you can see that I'm clearly terrible at using a camera. But having that said, right, and again, as you can tell, perfect, right? Anyway, the point is, right, with Guildfest at an end, right, obviously we didn't go anywhere up, we went down, which sucks. But I ended up picking out my rewards and everything, so I'm not going to share that with you. I apologize. Anyway, though, of course, you know, you got the special event going on. You got Code C6, so grab the resource bags. You know what's going on, guys. This is obviously one of the events that I totally recommend you go absolutely ham on, because, again, if you're like me and you're going to burn 120 million food and bag, it's probably going to be a regular thing. You're probably going to want more of this stuff more than you know. But having that said, again, I just kind of, you know, I was just curious what you guys thought, and kind of, you know, see where you guys want to think. Because, like, right now, in case you guys are wondering what kind of series that I have in tune for you guys, I thought we'd kind of discuss packs, kind of like what's worth buying, what's good, what's bad. I even thought, you know, let's start talking about the Coliseum a little bit more regularly. I thought, you know, hey, we could probably talk about the Coliseum. You know, and I even had somebody say that, you know, what are, like, you know, what's good for free-to-play? You know, like, what, can you show us that free-to-play account that you've had for, you know, like, I don't know, close to a year and haven't shown nobody? Look, maybe, who knows? But I will say this much, all right? You know, if there's anything at all that you guys are interested in, just like the video, let me know. I mean, I'm curious. I want to hear from you guys. But needless to say, I've, at this point, right, yeah, I mean, more rallies on the way, and hopefully you guys will kind of learn a thing or two along the way with me. Then again, you know, the rally trap is built, so I don't know whenever we're going to get rallied. Who God knows why, I don't know how, but we'll see. But needless to say, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys next time.